Yes, in my opinion, I believe, I do believe, first and foremost, it depends on what your values are and your principles. If you're someone who is not a Christian, of course, your definition of these two will differ from what a Christian defines them as. So most people will tell you lust is fun, just for just, and love is sex. That's at least according to the general perception of the world. But as a Christian, we have a definition, we have a basis, we have a foundation, who is Christ. That's why we are Christians. That's why we derive our name from and our identity. So if you're a Christian and you want to understand these two concepts, which is the background from which I'm coming from, because I really am proud to be Christian, and I love God for making me a Christian and for helping me see and associate myself as one. So as a Christian, your basis, of course, our basis is one and only, which is the Bible, as inspired by the Holy Spirit, by these authors who wrote the Bible and quoted what all the teachings of Jesus, or at least most of the teachings of Jesus, were about different concepts of life. So we understand from the Bible what love is. It's truly and clearly defined in Corinthians. Love is kind, love is patient, love is this, love is that. Please read that. Go back and read the reading. Just look down here for the verse. Yeah, so love is defined according to the Christian perspective. But when you truly look into what the definition of love is as by the Bible, it is nothing from the outward. It is more of things which are within our heart, which is what the Lord focuses on, which is our spirit, our soul, inside us. Is patience is not something which is outward. Kind, forgiveness, tolerant, etc. All that is not something that is on top. In my view, lust is more physical. It is more about the physical attraction, the sexual desires one has towards the other. So that is one big difference between love and lust. Love is more on the inside, lust is more on the outward. Is lust wrong? No, lust is not wrong. Relatively not wrong. Most of us, when we are beginning relationships, except the very holy ones, guys, I've met guys who are holy. I've met guys who are so holy that even when they look at a sister, their initial feeling is, let me be kind to this sister. Anyways, now on real things, at least most of us, we are very human and we are of this world. Love doesn't come automatically and from the first day you see somebody. The first thing that attracts you to the other person is a physical desire. You're looking with your physical eyes, so you're attracted to the person with a physical intention. And most of us, that physical intention is, that drive to sexually fulfill our own desires. That's why initially it is, most times 95% of it, I'm leaving a small percentage for the very holy ones who never feel these things. But most of us, the initial feelings we have towards the other person are lustful because they are mainly physical and they are driven by our sexual desires. So when the only reason you're attracted to somebody is physical, because of physical desires, that is what we call lust. That's what I understand as lust. So lust is primarily being attracted to the other person because of physical intentions, because of your sexual desires towards the other person. Whereas love is not necessarily that. There will be physical attraction, yes, but there's something more to it than just, liking the person because you want to, yeah. So that is my definition of the two. Each relationship begins with a lustful intention, but it grows with time. Love comes with time. Love grows with time. Love is tested. It's after tests have happened. You can't consider yourself a patient person unless your patience has been tested. You can't consider yourself a kind person unless your kindness has been put to a test. So I believe we all come from that point of, I'm attracted to this person, I have a connection with this person, I'm feeling vibes for this person. And then as time goes on, as you understand the person, as you develop an emotional connection with this person, as you start to, journey life with this person, then you fall in love with the person. Then now lust will be transformed into love. And the other big difference is that lust is very, very short-lived in comparison to love. Lust will come and then it's a fiery feeling. Fiery, you know. Hey? Yes, it's a feeling that, you know, is warm. It's like it's I'm failing to get the vocabulary to use, but it is a very hot, burning kind of feeling towards the other person. And this feeling does not take as long as we want it to take. Most times the point reaches and then it cools down, and then you like put back your feet on the ground, and then now you realize that now things have to go on in spite of this fiery feeling. So lust lasts a short time compared to love. Love can last forever. Even I've seen people who still love others even after the relationship long ended. I've seen people not desire but love them, like genuinely love people. I've seen people who lost their spouses like years back and they still love the spouse. So love can last way beyond, whereas lust has an expiry date, has an expiry time. The other bit which makes a very big difference is lust is more selfish and love is more selfless. Love looks more at the other person's needs and how best to fulfill them, whereas lust seeks my own needs, to fulfill my needs, me as Elizabeth. I want this, I'll get this, I'll feel this, I'll want that. You see, so it's more selfish compared to love. And like I said, love lasts longer. So we need to be very cautious in the moments when we are feeling all these things. You get, so that you don't make very big decisions. Don't make very big decisions based on these emotions that are lustful. First, give it time and see how it plays out. The other big difference is that in lust depends on things that are imagined. You imagine, you see somebody, yes, you see them, but there is somebody you imagine them to be. Now, when you're in a lustful phase, you believe what you have in your head for that person, whereas love sees the reality. You see the person, you're like, okay, this person has this shortfall, but you know, this is how we shall deal with it. You know, this is the reality. Like, you see the person for who they really are. Whereas last, you see somebody for who you think they are. That's a big difference. That's why it's very dangerous to make very big decisions. Let's get married tomorrow when you're still in a lustful phase. And I think that's why, like, our elders and people who mentor us from childhood advise us to take time. Yes, you've loved this person. Yes, you're head over heels. Yes, you believe he's the one. But how about you give it some time? I think they be guiding us that way, so that at least you take some time and see if this phase, evaluate exactly what is this phase we are in. Are the things I'm feeling real or they're imagined? Is what I'm imagining true or not true? You see, because at the end of the day, just as love is blind, you know the saying, love is blind. Of course, different people use that for their different reasons. Also, lust is blind. You can fail to see somebody for who they truly are. For the one, exchange the person's reality to what you have in your mind. Somebody is A, and you convince yourself they are B, and you roll with B. So lust is also blind. We need to give ourselves a lot of time and be patient with ourselves. Don't rush it. Let it play out. Enjoy the feelings as they come, but always be cautious and know that initial phases are clouded and covered up a lot by emotions. Let those emotions calm down. When they finally calm down, then you'll be able to reason things much better. So I think if you started a relationship and now you're realizing, I could have started it under a lustful basis, don't quit. It's okay. That's good. Thank God that you're coming to that realization, because ignorance is terrible. So the fact that the Lord has opened your eyes and showed you that, There could be something here. Now it's time to sit down and evaluate. That's why we need to really, really, really develop ourselves spiritually, and our prayer lives need to improve so much. So at most of these things, you go into prayer in your closed place and sit down with your Creator, like, Father, this is what is happening. This is what I'm feeling. God is not a prude. He gets these feelings. He put them in us anyways. He created me. Nobody created me. So the things I feel, he gets it. The things you feel, he gets it. So don't be shy to tell him some of these things. Go sit down. You're like, you know what, God, I'm feeling ABCD. What do you think of it? Explain it to me. Is this true? Is this reality? Am I lying to myself? What's going on? And then be patient enough to hear what he answers. The problem with us is that when we're in that fiery mode, you feel like you should you feel like you should speak on behalf of God. Like you ask him, God, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. Like you're the one speaking, you're the one asking, you're the one answering yourself, and then you get out very fired up that the Lord has answered. We need to be patient. And all of this, we need to know the voice of God. You know how his word says that my sheep know my voice and they follow my voice. It's not enough to just know the Lord's voice, but it is very key to know and follow his guidance. So we need to train ourselves. We need to go into a lot of meditation, a lot of discernment, so that we know our Father's voice clearly, whereby the Lord tells you something and you are 100% sure. It doesn't matter who says otherwise. You're sure the Lord has spoken, and that is it. It's not a lie. Even you're not doubting it. So in addition to our spiritual growth, we need to know the Lord's voice and discern the Lord's voice, because there are very many voices in our heads. You yourself, you're speaking to you. The enemy is speaking to you. Your past is speaking to you. Your experiences are speaking to you. There's your ex speaking to you. There's your mama speaking to you. There's a lot of voices in our heads. And in addition to all that, there's the voice of the Lord, which is very gentle. He is rarely screaming. As the other voices are screaming on top of their voices, the Lord's voice is still and very calm. So we need to know the Lord's voice so that we can differentiate it from the very many voices in our head. So whether you're in a dilemma of, could this be lust? Could this be love? It's okay. Go to the Lord and ask. You're like, Father, this is what I feel. Am I confused? Tell me, what is this? And he will tell you. He'll explain to you. He's always there to explain to us because we are his babies. Every stage we are in, he gets it. We are never too old for his pampering. We are never too young for his wisdom. We are always at the right phase, which he wants us to be on. So let's ask the hard questions, the simple questions, the easy questions to our God. But the bottom line is, don't get so guilty about the fact that you've realized you began the relationship on lustful basis, but rather be grateful that you have now noticed, and then move forward on how to transform it into love. How can it grow into love? You now need to develop the emotional connection with your person so that you stop seeing only this. It goes beyond this. It goes deeper to the heart. How much do you feel for this person? How connected are you emotionally? Spend time together. Do lots of activities together. Do things that build both of you. When you're together, which part of you are you activating? Are you only activating the physical feeling? Ooh, when he's around me, I feel jitters, kind of thing. 100%. That's all you feel. Or sometimes does he challenge you intellectually? Does he challenge you spiritually? Do you feel like today I have really fed into my spiritual aspect? Or today he has tickled my mind in this direction? Or today I felt ABCD on the inside, not necessarily on the physical alone. Physical is very important. It cannot be on zero. But please, let's also focus on the inner us so that we don't, man, the body is so deceptive. It's very, very deceptive. Today you feel this, tomorrow you feel that. The things you're feeling today, you'll feel them for somebody tomorrow, somebody else. But what happens? You need to focus on the things that are unchanging, which are deep within us. So I hope this has added something, has shed some light about the difference between lust and love. But most importantly, we need to discern. At every stage we need to discern. Even if you're married, and you're already in a committed relationship and that physical attraction has disappeared, go to the Lord and ask, Father, what? Why? What should I do? What should happen? Pray about it. Ask him to intervene. He made your hubby, he made your wife, he knows them best. How about you ask the one who formed them to go and intervene and explain things for you? What is it that's making things disappear? Do you still get excited when you see your password? Yeah? Like she's if not, why? What is making that disappear? And if it's still there, thank God. If it has disappeared, what to do and what next? So guys, please share with me what you think. What do you think is the difference between love and lust? What's your experience like? Is there any relationship you've been in that began purely on love? Please educate me. There has never been lust in our relationship. In our relationship. Anyways, me, I know, honestly speaking, the first time I saw, I didn't see the heart, I didn't see his spirit, I didn't see his prayerfulness, I just saw, yeah, anyway, that's the truth. That is the truth, at least for me. But I'm a very big sinner. Maybe you holy guys, you can judge me how your experience was when you jumped right into love. Please don't forget to subscribe, to like, leave a comment, or even ring a bell. There's a bell besides the word subscribe that will help you get notifications every time I upload a video. If you have any questions, I read every single comment. Please write down in the comment section your question and I'll answer it for you. God bless you. Please don't despair. Never give up and keep praying. The only person we have that's reliable 100% is God. So let's never give up. Bye.